Wakanda? What do you mean, Midas tops 3 white women? What's that supposed to mean? Excuse me? How utterly vile of an accusation. I wouldn't go near 3 women. You know how unhygienic it is? Look, there's a reason I don't attend the off-Kai orgies. A reason besides not being invited. First of all, you don't know how much of a bitch it is to get this model working again. I'll tell you what. Like, it's not even working properly. But it's on. I managed to put on my makeup for you. Is chat working? No, it's not. Hold on. Excuse me. You know, I don't care. We can be chatless today. I really could not care less. Give me a second, though. Maybe I'll be able to fix it. So, before my cinematic entrance was so rudely interrupted... Where the hell is it? Yeah, it's just not spawning in. Whatever. So, I have a history. We're back to the shitty mic. What? No, Elgato Wavelink. Sounds like I'm gobbling the mic. Hold on. It's the same mic I always use. Is the Wavelink just not working?
The voices don't sleep and neither do I, Midas.
Good. Peak like the mic levels. Okay, no, that's not intentional. Hold on. You're gonna hear how directional is this mic. It's pretty directional. Let me you're gonna hear. Oh no, it says that it's fine now. No, output is cranked to the max and gain is moderate. I'm just gonna move it back a little bit. There we go. All right. Well, with my intro sorely ruined, we're so back on schedule. So, I have a history of being scammed. I get scammed by the Chinese. I get scammed by the Koreanese. I get scammed
I love
by the
schizophrenia.
Duzzies.
I want these voices to get louded, however.
I get scammed by the furries. The only people that haven't scammed me are the Japanese. So I'm waiting for them to, have their turn so that I can fill out my roster of who's scamming me. Mic is lower on my end. Like, quite literally, No, if I turn up my gain, it peaks. The actual mic volume is maximized. Maybe I can up the percentage. What if I go up 2 decibels? Does this do anything? At all? You know what? I'm gonna move my mic back. I'm gonna
Glad
up
to
my
see
gain.
you're still alive.
Alright, is this any better, or is this significantly... Actually, why am I even asking? Let me, Alright, I'm so glad that we're back to the point of
You're
the stream.
still alive.
Alright, is this... Lean back. Is this any better, or is... Okay, there we go. Alright. Anyway, so, also scammed by the furries, but I'm not showing that one. Man, I lost my train of thought. But I've also been scammed by many English people. And some people, it's not even a scam. Some people, they've got good intentions and it just doesn't pan out. Now, back before I was Midas, those scams were, a lot more frequent, especially when you're a smaller VTuber. People take advantage of your goodwill. They take advantage of the fact that you're small, and if you tattle on them, nobody's gonna give a shit. Wasn't aware this is a live stream. I thought it was just a video. Zodi, shut up! But I've had a very long and fascinating history in the VTuber space. Can I? Man, I am so far behind what I wanted to be at by now. Here we go. Shit. So, back in 2022, I was at university and I was coping a bit. I was hoping and I was coping for a VTuber agency. And I was failing, but I wasn't failing so badly. I think yeah, if I told myself back then the numbers I would reach by this point, I might have like blown off my head with a sawed-off shotgun. But this hit my feed. Project Aviothea. And the way it advertised itself was stop me if you've heard this one before, like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Deeply ironic considering what happens down the line. But this is kind of like I've always been wanting to do these kinds of heavy role play groups. And this one, seemed legitimate enough at the time because it was one of those micro companies that it was everywhere. And they were kind of like an RPG Maker style quest system based VTubing company. So the talents would like the theory was every stream would start off with like a list of quests and chat could like gain points by helping the streamer complete them, and enough points then the streamer would open up the store and the chat could buy new outfit items for the streamer or unlock a specific game or a video or something like that. Just it was very interactive and it was very fun for the time. And that very much appealed to me. Now, of course it was too good to be true, but I applied and I got in. This was years ago, and so I spent the next year, I think it was my second year of university at this point, I think. Um Behind the scenes between classes, I would be sitting in the project Discord and I would be working on debut stuff. Um and the three people picked were me, Miko Mora, and Rias Asander. Rias is the only still active Aviothea talent to this day, because beforehand he was like a PNG tuber, so why go back to PNG tubing when he can keep being Rias? But yeah, we chose RPG Maker classes, and Rias actually made the video game that was, good on release. I made all the artwork and such. Um, it was tiny, met with like no reception, but we were happy enough. Uh, that being said, I had to illustrate my own model. And the founder of the group was the one that did the rigging. It wasn't very good at all. Man, I don't know how I want to even get into this conversation. It's difficult. Hey, my little slut. Excuse me, Assassin Derpy? You're calling me a what now? Welcome, Raiders. Oh, we got Raiders. Welcome on in. It's a bit complex right now, so forgive me if I take a while to read the chat. Did you sign an NDA? No. Um, it was a very interesting experience because it was fun to set up, but very disappointing on delivery. Um, I mean, I liked that I got to hold on. The opening bit fell flat, so I'm not even gonna save this. I'm just gonna keep this. So initially, like, I was given the go ahead for a Dullahan, so this was like my original design idea. I thought it was pretty neat. Not gonna lie. I thought this was the bee's knees. I thought I was so cool coming up with this as a Dullahan. And then they were like, oh, well, we hired an artist to revise it. And so the artist revised it and they made her into a sexy nun. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. Well, I like it, but not that much. So I did more revisions on top of it until it looked good. But this was like, you know, always been into character design. Some of you may know that I have a billion alts, but it's for the roleplay aspect and the design aspect. Character is so cool. Yeah, this was Proto Odell. She ended up never being properly used, so I don't know. Another dead design for the pile. Yeah. But yes, this was the period of time where when I was VTubing, I had boobs and they were open. This is probably the only design I've ever had where the boobs were like really open, like the open boob. And yes, the earring was inspired by Il Dottore from Genshin Impact. I will not be taking questions at this time. Um, Now, low key, at the time I was really feeling these kind of chest covers, but I look at them now and they're very tacky. This looked way better in my opinion. Oh, by the way, did I ever tell you guys that I used to have a secret art school anime fan art Twitter that was entirely pornography? I don't know if you can tell that I used to draw hentai. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell. It's one of my best kept secrets. I never participated in it myself. I liked drawing other characters, right? I've long since given up that life though. Because it's more fun to make fun of people, right? But yeah, when we were making the debut RPG Maker game, Rias was putting in overtime. Miko was doing things here and there. She had health issues. I had the pleasure of designing the sprites for the RPG Maker game. I could not for the life of me find the portrait I made for Miko, which is sad. But there we had the first look at Odell, we had the first look at Rias. Man, he's so soft there and so bubbly. What happened to him? He became emo. Hello, Midas. Hello, chat. Hello, Clint. Rias looks like an old woman here. Yeah, but Miko, she was very cute. She was disabled in real life, and so she wanted her wheelchair to reflect in her VTuber. And so she had like a magic um chair made out of tree branches that would scuttle around, and I thought that was pretty neat. And so I did my best to capture like the scuttling and the sprite animation. Um Odell had like her nun habit. That was always the most irritating thing to draw, not gonna lie. Uh But yes, I was in charge of drawing my own live 2D model because this is where the cracks in the project started to show almost out the gate. Because they said they were going to fund the art and the rigs, and then they had like a $200 budget for each model for the art and the rig. I think you guys know exactly why that's a problem. Even back then in 2022, models were costing at the smallest $600. Okay? So I went, okay, well, we don't have much of a budget, and the artist that I wanted, you ended up giving to Miko, so I will draw it. And so, in the span of like 3 or 4 days, I drew the first iteration of Odell. And I did all right, but like, I've been drawing resources for VTubers at that point for a couple of years, but it was my very first time drawing hair that was kind of in this style. So, somebody who's never drawn this hair before, and a rigger who's never rigged anything in their life, I ended up with like the nastiest noodle hair rig known to humanity. You'll be able to see it in a little bit because what we're going to be doing later is we're actually going to be watching clips. I don't know if I'll survive the whole thing of the debut stream. Try not to bring up Africa when talking about small budgets challenge. That's crazy. If I remember correctly, actually, the people budgeting were American and Malaysian. I cannot recall. Everybody involved in the project had very good intentions and very good heart, but it was very clear they were woefully unprepared and had no idea what they were doing. Mm-hmm. Can you guys stop talking about Africa for like 5 seconds? Anyway, so the one thing I wanted more than anything though was for Odell to be able to rip her head off. That was like my big thing. I'm like, please, can you rig it so I can rip her head off? And the model rigger said, yeah, no, that's a really complex process. We can't do it. I haven't rigged much before, so sadly I gave up on that. Then in my free time, as you can see here, it took me all of 20 minutes to learn how to rip a head off. So to this day, Mio, I know you're not watching, but it was this easy. It was easy, and you just hated me. Mio! I will say, the moment that I played the animation ripping off a character's head for the first time, I was so ecstatic. I sent that shit to everyone I knew. It's just like, look, I can rip a head off. This was in 2023, I think. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I sent this shit to everyone. Anyway, so now this isn't the first time I've tried redoing Odell. Like, although it's kind of the first time I've really publicly showed her off. I do own the IP, by the way. I'll tell you how Aviothia dissolved in a second. Greetings, wandering in Grow. Wandering in. Oh, I recognize you! You remember the Aviothia era. Lots of things are like that. Wandering. No. I'm sorry, I misread your name and I forgot who you were for all of 5 seconds, but you're like one of the OGs, and I'm so sorry. All right, lots of things are like that. Case in point, car dealerships will charge you for hours of worth of labor to change brake pads when you can do it in about 15 minutes. Ethiopia, Aviothia, Zodi, Aviothia. Anyway, so I tried redoing her once after the company collapsed. Because I was thinking, well, I own the IP and I got permission from the original project to like resell her on Booth. But after I drew the model a second time, I was not feeling it. I even gave her like color sliders so that her hair and body would change, but I don't know, I felt bad about it. This was just before I made Midas. Like, just like probably a week or two before I made Midas. Midnight Rain. Hey, Val! How's everyone? Kind of edgy to be proud of such a thing, but respectable to be proud of the Dullahan thing. Yeah. Hey, Goober. Hey! Anyway. So, why I'm talking about this today is because I have redone Odell again with my art and rigging because I wanted to practice it, but also because she keeps being disappeared by big internet. Big internet keeps killing my blonde big booby bitch, and she is very sweet, and she is my favorite OC, even though I can't VTube with her full time. I, at the very least, want to play with my Barbie doll. So you guys are subject to seeing my favorite Barbie doll. Okay? Okay. So, I decided I have been watching a lot of Gundam recently. And so, a bit of inspiration was okay, first off, I'm gonna be very honest here with the redesign. Very, very honest here. Since nobody's gonna see the legs, I didn't redraw the legs. I just dragged it from the first live 2D model and dropped it over to that one. That's it. Same with the whip. That's those are from the OG. I did not want to waste my life drawing those again because it sucked enough the first time. Anyway, including G Gundam. So the order, watch order for Gundam right now. I did 79, and then I did Zeta, and now I'm working on Double Zeta, and I've watched a couple of the OVAs and Char's Counterattack. In that order. Is it just me or is the chest bigger? It's about 2 raids. Amalgamite! Hello! More raiders! Jeez, guys are busy tonight. Hope you guys have had a good stream, good broadcast. Anyway, um, the Dullahan aspect was always the important part to me. The nun aspect, not so much because it felt a little busy, so to speak. And while, the trope of sexy nun is everywhere in anime, it's very boring to me and I don't like it. I mean, it's all right, but I'm not going to chase after being a sexy nun. And she doesn't even look like a nun. She was a Dullahan nun potion maker. Okay? And she didn't look like a nun if I took her habit off. Most nuns look like nuns when you take their habits off, which is their fancy Jesus hats. You know, at the risk of sounding controversial, no, no. I've left those days behind me. So why can women not remove their hijab or burqa like legally? Like why is that a thing? Like why is it that a nun can wear a habit and take it off and like not get murdered, but and like it's her choice, whatever, and a hijabi or a burqa wearer, they claim that it's their choice, but if they take it off they get like killed. Like why is that a thing? And don't tell me that they don't, okay? Don't tell me that they don't get honor killed by their brothers and fathers. That's a thing. Like they claim that it's the same as wearing a habit, and that is not true. That is not true. I have gotten into this argument on campus before. Like I would never remove forcefully a Muslim woman's headgear because it's none of my business. But I have had the conversation with a Muslim woman before. And it's like, okay, well, and this was a cordial conversation, by the way. It's like, well, you say that it is your choice, but what are the consequences if it comes off? And then she said that she would be beat by her family members. And it's like, well, then it's not much of a choice, is it? And then she got very angry. I mean, it's like, no, it's just as much of a choice as a nun with a habit. It's just like, nuns don't get the shit beat out of them if they take their habits off. At the worst, they get disapproving glares. Anyway. Anyway, so now that I've officially been canceled on Twitter for daring to say anything bad about anyone that is non-white and non-Catholic, let's continue on with the stream. So I wanted to really embrace the Dullahan aspect. And Dullahans themselves are underutilized, so not a lot of people will immediately clock what a Dullahan is when their heads are still on. So at the very least, I wanted to like lean more into like the thematic aspects that matter to the character. Stop motion raids. There's so many of you today. There's so many of you today. Why are there so many raids? You stop that. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, raiders on Twitch. Anyway. So, bones. Dullahans are known for stretching carcasses of humans and animals and whatnot over top of their carriages. They're made out of flesh, stretched flesh, and bones. Their weapon is a whip made out of a human spine, which was always the coolest thing. That was another thing I insisted on. I wanted a spine whip. And again, they didn't know how to rig it, so it ended up flopping around like a flaccid dick. So I never used it. I was very disappointed. So, I wanted to keep the earring because again, I was lazy and I just stole it from the original model, dragged and dropped it. But also because it really feels mythical. It feels like the potion seller kind of thing, and it gives that little hint of green in the right spot. I also kept the poison colored mouth. Ha! 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 By the way, I've always liked having the wrong color insides. That's very appealing to me. I 100% think it stems from the fact that I was very into Guro for a while, and so seeing weird colored Guro was a thing that made me very excited. Anyway. It's simple. She's using Hassan's spike as a whip. Lamau. Anyway, yeah, I was watching Double Zeta when I was working on this model, and it took me like a day to draw, Maybe it took me like 7 or 8 hours to draw. It took me a lot longer to rig than it took me to draw. And I really wanted to capture the fluffiness that never really was, properly shown in the original. And I thought, well, what's more fluffy than 80s, right? And I'm already watching something from the 80s and the 70s. So, match made in stylistic heaven. And good practice, too. Anyway, the boobs are actually the exact same size. They're just drawn better. And here, let me let you in on this. So back when I was doing this, again, I was doing VTuber resources for lots of people, but I specialized in drawing assets for guys. This was probably my very first big booby model. I'd drawn lots of naked women before, but never separated for live 2D, so it was very awkward for me. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I had no practice in this style of cutting. And so the boobs were a little weird, especially with the shading and the separation. So I wanted to rectify that this time around, so they properly squished together now. Also, the shading's a bit more delicate. Uh, these, I'm sure if rigged properly would look fine, but I'm not into it. Also, the chest covers were in an awkward placement. They look like they should be covering nipples, but that was never supposed to be the intention. My anatomy was wrong, and I put nipples too low.
Hey Midas, sorry if this is suddenly off topic, but thanks for sharing my Windows Movie Maker top 5. I was giggling like an absolute idiot making it.
I was giggling looking at it too. Thank you, Johnny Horseman, for your edit. It was awesome. Anyway. In general, just lots of things that could have been improved. As well, the original design, it was like asymmetrical because, ooh, quirky. But all the art that I ever got commissioned of Odell, the artists never made her asymmetrical. They always made it mirrored. So it was too complex of a design and it didn't make sense. And the only place where it screamed potion seller was like the belt with liquid on it, right? And so it's just, I gave up on that. So instead of leaning into nun, instead of leaning into potion seller, I went full on in on the Dullahan, and I practiced animating flames coming out of the throat. So that was very exciting for me because I've not done frame by frame animation in Live 2D before, just regular kind of wiggly animation. Now, I also I updated her anatomy to be a bit more curvaceous because again, the idea when I like worked with Aviothea to design the first. Oh, by the way. A little bit of me lives in every model. A little bit of me lives in every model. Anyway. Piss glove states. Rias, I'm going to be rewatching Odell's debut. Do you want to rewatch part of it with me? Like, just hopping on Discord. You don't have to, but you could. Yeah. Anyway, what other design elements did I improve? What other design elements did I get too lazy to do? Oh, I actually added the bones on the arms, on the fingers. I actually hand drew bones this time. They were supposed to be on the original design, and I was speedrunning doing it, and I just didn't draw it, right? Because I was lazy. But this time, it was actually pretty easy. As well, I desaturated the yellows a bit because it's supposed to be gold. It doesn't read as gold, though. It reads as orange. And the thing about Dullahans is that different mythologies say different things, but what I was following at the time was the mythological chain of Dullahans, like vampires, are allergic to silver. Dullahans are allergic to gold. However, I wanted Odell to love gold and not be able to touch it. And so all of her decorations are pyrite. And this actually gives that impression a little bit better. I mean, it looks more bronze than anything, but I think I can get away with calling it pyrite. But I thought Dullahan was Irish? Yes, Wealthy Bone. Dullahans are Irish. They're actually the Irish equivalent of the Grim Reaper. Think of this as I can't put on an Irish accent, but an Irish Maury Calliope, basically. Pirate? Are they up? Yeah, Lamau. Yeah. Love the clever play on forbidden love towards your kryptonite. Yeah! Yeah. So, the lore behind Dullahans, not like lore for the character, but lore for the actual creature, the mythical creature, is that they come to you when you are about to die and they take you to the afterlife. That is what they do. And Odell, when she was in Aviothia, like the company, the group, her whole thing was just, well, to create a Dullahan in general. Again, there's many ways for them to come into existence. But the mythology I was following was, whenever a Dullahan dies, it drops its whip, and whoever picks up the whip becomes the next Dullahan. And so Child Odell picks up the whip, and it cuts her head off, and she wanders to a priest, and he adopts her.
Whoa. Midas so kawaii. Take me to the afterlife exclamation mark tilde.
Thank you. You didn't have to. Never for that Ishit's company. It was not. We'll call it a group. Rose, by the way, was the lifeline of the crew. So basically, actually, Rose was the make or break of that whole thing. Oh. Speaking of furries. Sorry, I'm late. I was learning how to steal an F-16. Oh, understandable. Can you tell me how you steal an F-16? I'm okay with you being late, but only if you actually give me the arcane knowledge, because I'm looking to steal an F-16. First meta stream I can catch on a weekday, and after becoming employed, and it took was my uncle passing. Ah! Well, I mean, it's thematically appropriate, at least. Questions. Do you ever use that Markiplier impression I did in a Discord for a while back for anything? Just curious. Trailstorm, I've been up to my armpits and alligators with my job. I have not used it yet. But that's a throwback. Who are you drawing? Old Man Windbreaker. This, I'm going over my past life, when I was part of Project Aviothia. So, yeah, this was the one time I was ever a sexy big booby bitch. However, side note, before we actually get to the YouTube stuff, because I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff from Aviothia, there was a very brief period of time where there was discussions about me becoming a big booby bitch again. Here's another failed design for me, for a company that I ended up not joining. I almost joined, and this was the design. So in another life, I would have been in a company with this model. I did design this entirely, you can tell. It wasn't a joint effort. This one was fully me, because you can see the moles on it. Yeah. In another life, I could have been Ginger!
Question, what makes Guro high tier versus tasteless?
So you can tell I really like my Celtic mythology. I don't know. I think it might just be because I've watched you read so much Artemis Fowl, Celtic mythology becomes something you love. What makes Guro tasteless versus high tier? The inclusion of scat. If you include scat in your Guro, it's no longer high tier. Which sounds like, I mean, what's an extra step? Because it's all the same. No, it's not all the same. It's not.
You've been on quite the journey.
I have. And it never ends! High tier. By the way, there's a little piece of me in every iteration, in every model. Hold on. Little piece of me. Little piece of me. Little piece of me. And you can see the tasteful moles. I like to share design elements because it feels like I'm going on a story, on a quest. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go this way.
Celtic. This one looks like a Greek Irenaeus Fury.
Nah. All right. So let's move here. Yeah, Aviothea. We had a trailer. We had a trailer and everything. Man. Endless hours in a Discord VC with the others in the group, just prepping assets. I remember I'd be in the art building at university underneath the stairs, laying there with my laptop.
To find your other secret models, look for the moles. Got it.
Yeah. Man, the logo was pretty fire, too. Then there's Rias, there's Miko, and there's Odell. Not gonna lie, I cooked with the name Odell Gancien because it means, quite literally translated, singer without a head. Gancien means without a head. There was one other Dullahan, I think she was part of like Kawaii Project or something, who also had Gancien at the end of her name that debuted after Odell was born and died. And she branded away from being a Dullahan, but she kept the Gancien in her name, and it pissed me off. She's a very lovely creator. She still makes wonderful stuff to this day, but the name actually had a reason. Ah! Orla from Sundaria. So it was Sundaria, not Kawaii. Moles as in spies.
As in spies?
Ah, rats! Filthy rats. Nothing was perfect, but Mio was very sweet to work with. Her rigs were to be desired, but she did her best with what was there. When did we debut? We debuted mid-2023. I drew these sprites and we had like little cutscenes on Twitter. Rias did all of this music, by the way. Yeah. Miko was a Kikimora, which was a Slavic mythological creature. And Rias is a Triton, which is the male equivalent of a siren. So we were all like, we really wanted to be mythological creatures that really hadn't been jumped on in the market yet for VTubing. And, you know, with how unique they are, they all suited our personalities pretty well. Greetings from Mesopotamia, Midas! Greetings, Epoch! Yeah. They were very sweet. You know what? For what the budget was for these models, they were all right. I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm so sorry, Rias. I really did not like your 1.0. It was cute. It was cute. But the proportions, you know, sent me into conniptions. Your 2.0 was a great choice on your behalf. Yeah. Yeah. Never did find out what happened to Miko. I remember not being happy with this artwork. I remember not wanting to complain, though, because the money was already spent, but I remember personally, quietly, hating this artwork. Did I tell you still have Miko's model? You did not, Rose. I had no idea. Rose, did you ever find out what happened to Miko? I don't know. Anyway, here already you can see the problems popping up with the rig. We are going to be watching this, by the way. Oh, I made that logo in the corner. Hold on. I made that logo right there. We were running short on time and we had no logos, so I made my logo and Miko's logo. I also made an alternative logo for Rias, but he ended up actually getting a proper one, so he didn't need to use it. Oh, I'm already scared. I don't know if I want to watch that. Now, Miko only had previously, I only thought that they only did one stream, but setting up for today, I found out there was actually 3, the debut and 2 games, and then never again. So Miko only lasted 3 streams. I lasted about a month and a half, and Rias is still going. But after about a month and a half, we were disillusioned and upset and very tired, and we wanted to break off. So me and Rias Sander, favorite fish of the channel, we linked arms and skipped off into the sunset, leaving the poor people behind. With their permission. The project did get shut down. No, the whole of Ethiopia absolutely did not belong to me. I think, if anything, Rias probably did more work than I did. I did a lot of work. I'm not gonna slice it any other way. But there was a lot of long, painful nights. And honestly, Mio, I don't know if it was their first project, but they did a lot of work too. A lot of rushed work too. It was just unfortunate, is all. This was like our debut collab. Miko's computer died, and so P&G tubing while me and Rias kind of choppily went around. My audio was garbage. Let's see, June, and July! We lasted a month and a half, publicly. Yeah. Now, I was Odella for like maybe another month or so after that, but then I returned to what I was doing previously for VTubing. I was angry. I was bitter. I was disillusioned, and not even at the people who were in the project. Although I had like a little bit of a scuffle with Miko, personally. Not even in like a real kind of bad way, but like in a butting heads a tiny bit way. I wish I knew what they were up to these days, because they were very sweet. But I didn't really leave Aviothea on bad terms. I was just disappointed in myself. I feel, was it Rias? Were you the one who actually did the MV? I feel like you were the one who did the MV. We had a debut music video. Oh, I'll have you know that my Japanese was so bad, I had to sing it syllable by syllable, and I had to redo every single syllable multiple times, and they stitched it together. Oh, it was bad. Oh, the bike peak. Ow. Oh, I gotta stop. That's bad. Oi. Beautiful. Okay, yeah. Uh, Rias. Yeah, Rias did the music. Oh. Your description of your Japanese reminds me of the time I tried to make Celerity speak Lithuanian. Wait, do you recall the lost fourth member? Oh man, the lost fourth member of Aviothia! Oh, they didn't even make it to debut! Oh. Oh. They didn't even get a design! Didn't they have like a family member that got cancer or something? I don't even think I met them. The lost Aviothia, I never met them. I just remember hearing they got aborted. The lost member of Aviothia was aborted. That's crazy. They got eaten. Anyway, so I made my starting soon screen. I animated this all. I also made all the overlays. The only thing I didn't make was the transition flame. Rose bought that for me. That was very kind. We extended an offer and they never responded. Unfortunate. But yeah, Rias made the background music as well. We're gonna be watching this significantly in a bit. I don't know if I'll survive, but we will. I was very proud of my pixel art, by the way. I need to do more of it. I miss it. Also, for those that sent supers that I haven't responded to, and those on Twitch, I will catch up with you. We're just going through the gauntlet first, okay? We're going through the gauntlet because I have a half hour before I have a gimmick I need to fulfill. Hello, Midas. Hello, Opal Cowboy. What are you doing in my chat? All right. Hey, I see me in chat. Oh, you want to know something that makes me very sad? I see Asuna. I see Asuna in this chat. Oh. Oh. Guys, remember Asuna? Para, I know you remember Asuna. Let me see if Rias wants to... Wanna hop in VC for cringe? Yeah, give me 3 minutes. All right. But yeah, Asuna, you can see here in the excuse me, live chat replay. You can see her right here. Make sure you appreciate the people when they come for you guys, when they're there for you, because life happens fast. Her birthday was a few days ago. Yeah, I saw your tagline about it. I debated making a post about it, but I had other things going on. Got any cringe on your phone? Wow, you've been doing this for a long time. Yeah! Low key, when I started showing off the new Odell model, I had people DMing me going, "That was you?" And that made me giggle a little bit. It's like, what do you mean you remember Odell? That's bullshit. And then I look back at their history and it's like, oh, wait a second. You actually interacted with these socials way back then. You do remember Odell. You're a true OG. Oh. Remember when you only had 2 digits of viewers? I mean, you know, it is what it is. Welcome to the Duder Den, old heads. Yeah. I'm here for the puppet. Yeah, okay, Rins. You know, Midas, with how many jobs you had in the past, one would have thought you were rich and not living in Canada. Lamau. You would think that. Here's the thing, though. I made like 90% of all my stuff because I'm an artist. Drawing, rigging, V-roiding, live 2Ding. Um, Probably if I had to put a monetary equivalent on all of the VTuber assets I've used in my long, illustrious career, it would easily be like over $10,000 worth. I would price my own stuff at. Like, if I was to buy all the stuff that I made, like I would be in like insurmountable amounts of debt. But because I'm the artist and I get to choose the music, I get to choose the flavor of schizophrenia. Um, Basically, up until Midas, I was VTubing for free. Like, up until Midas, which was like 4 years roughly at that point, I spent maybe $100, all told, on VTubing. Give or take. But after Midas, then, when this model that you're seeing right here, then I spent like $8,000 Canadian on it, roughly. So, I made up for lost time. I made up for lost time. But I made that money back. So it equaled back out to zero. But like anyway. 8K, things went crazy. All right, looks like Rias is probably online, so let's pull him in. Oh, Midas, mail on strip. Shut up. If anything, this is ex-gen made on stream. Okay.
Spent 8k, made 8k? Still tubing for free, I see.
Yeah, Al Coffee knows what's up. Fish on stream. I remember when he debuted. I tortured. Oh, hi. By the way, You're live. Anything you want to say to the audience?
Once again, I missed the beginning.
Damn.
Nice to see you got the 3D model / arm tracking fixed.
That's crazy.
Hello.
Hello. Your Fuki isn't working. That's okay.
That's okay.
You can just die. It's fine. I wonder if I can grab a PNG. If you have a PNG, where's your PNGner?
You want to grab one from Rias 1.0?
Sure.
Be topical.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find my 1.0 folder.
Yeah. So we'll watch a little bit of the Odell debut until I die, and then we'll watch a little bit of the Rias debut until you die.
No, we won't. No,
yeah,
we won't,
we
actually.
will, actually. Yeah. I'm not doing this alone.
In like a month already, anyway.
Lol, 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 lol.
We are not doing that right now. No.
Well, I want a little sneak peek. Right? Look, we gotta at least show the canon moment from when you first became a fish bowl of fish soup. Come on. The running gag was so good, and it's lasted so many years. You're a pussy. You're a pussy, and you're going to die alone. I hate you. Kill yourself.
No.
Me. I'm Rias.
I already have to do that every single year.
You have to kill yourself every year? Yeah.
No. I already have to watch that every year. On June 17th. I'm not watching it again early this time.
No, you watch a little bit. You don't even have to watch it. I'll watch it for you, and you can just be in call.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
You've never been
you and 300 other people will watch it. Yeah. No, fuck you.
That's right. I have like 300 people watching. Oh, we have to watch it now. Anyway, we're gonna do mine.
I've privated it.
I fucking hate you. I hate you. I literally have it open in another tab. Will that do anything to it? I wonder.
Thank Weston for the idea. I saw him. Ah, fuck you. You already had it open. That's some bullshit.
You know, we're starting with mine. Come on. All right. Oh, remember Candavers doing all the art? Oh, man, those were the days. Okay, so for my debut, I know Rias was already doing all the RPG Maker stuff, but I did my own little micro RPG Maker intro for my debut because I thought that was cute and quirked up.
Hey, you should refresh that page real quick.
Nope. Anyway. Yeah, man.
Oh my god,
Hey,
I
Reese,
hated it.
you want to make me another RPG Maker game for free?
Yeah, you want to try to do another art trade again?
I promise it won't take me like 2 years to draw it this time. I promise. You can trust me. Have I ever
I
ever
trust
been slow
you.
before?
Yeah, I trust you.
NPC. Yeah, NPC Chan. Yeah.
God, seeing my PNG on your stream feels so surreal. I haven't looked at that model in like actually ages.
Oh, we've got the lore video where Odell gets her head cut off.
Chat, fun fact actually. This was one of my final projects in Bard College. The whole soundtrack to this game. I multi-purposed it as one of my final projects.
I also got school credit for this.
Yeah.
Who could it be at this house?
Oh, it's Rose.
Yeah. Oh no, my head. Low key, why is that
My
Midas'
dear child,
haircut?
come.
Why is that
Come
Midas'
inside.
haircut?
Oh my god.
There.
It kinda
Does that
is.
feel better now?
Hot glues my head back on. You feeling better? Kid, you good?
The YouTuber is cool. No, I went to Bard College.
Damn, I can't believe this predicted Core of Midas.
Is that like a boss theme or something, I think?
Yeah. Hey, you came
Yeah.
up with the script, Midas. I mean, and it was a damn good one too. It was good. Oh god, you
What
can
did you
hear
call
the
them
fan!
again?
You can hear the fan! You can hear the
What-
fan in the room!
What did you call the two skulls again? You had names for them.
Oh, I called them Mana and Health, and they were based off of the Diablo 2 Diablo 2's overlays, like the game UI. Because
Did
I
you really
thought
just call them straight up mana and health? I forget.
yes, I did.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I have to tell you something that Red Heracross said in chat via Super. Rias looks like such a specific kind of homosexual, it kind of pisses me off. Rias,
We're switching to current Fugi, actually. We're switching to more current art, actually.
no,
You
no,
know,
this is thematic. You're a specific
Hold on.
homosexual.
I got called that a lot
check
before I changed my design, actually.
Hmm.
Now I look like a different kind of homosexual, apparently. And you want to put that on stream instead and see if the reaction's the
Look,
same?
look,
Now
Odell's
over
coming.
here.
Oh my god, it's Odell.
We'll get back to that later. How's everyone?
I'm going to
Whoa!
fucking kill myself. Why did I? Oh,
Hey, Miko. Hello. Hi.
oh, you can hear the mice click.
I'm Odell. It's nice to meet all of you.
Hi, I'm Odell, and I've been 10 days sober.
We
Everyone
all had
claps.
such bad mics at the time because I was also on like a $30 USB mic because I was trying to graduate. I was trying to graduate school and I had
Zoe,
no
she's
money.
talking to us from the bottom of a well.
Oh, we had so little money. We had such bad mics and
I was
such
using a
little
Blue
money to
Yeti,
buy
but I was
them.
also in my brother's house in a wooden room because I was babysitting his kids at the time. I was living with him and babysitting his newborn and stuff. And
Oh
so they
God,
put me in a
remember
wooden
that.
room
I
and
remember that.
no soundproofing and shitty mic and loud AC behind me.
I remember
What an
that your
exciting, interesting day, baby Ophia.
your
usually
nephews
wake
or
up-
nieces were like
No.
you piloting the
going
Odell
to
model for fun.
Being
I
slapped in
remember
front of
that.
the magic box, but here
Yeah.
I am.
Slapped in front of the magic box.
Slapped in front of the magic box.
Shut up, stop saying that.
And we have to thank some very interesting people for that, but that'll come later. What do you think, Mana?
Was the room comfy? No.
Health? They don't talk very much. But yes, wonderful to meet all of you. Wonderful to meet all of you.
I want you to know that I kept saying wonderful to meet all of you because I was blanking out and I had nothing. I had no plan. I didn't know what to say. And so I just started repeating myself. Something that I have famously never done a single day in my life.
What'd you just say? Sorry.
Now, let us all join our hands
Reese, have you
together
considered
in prayer
dying?
to the great golden skeleton. That
Oh, fuck my
And then I
fucking-
remember that the unwavering human conviction stirs my soul.
Unwavering human convictions. I don't even remember that line. But also the great
No,
golden
no,
skeleton.
that was no line. I'm just making a joke about the like human determination to be alive. Carry on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, carry on.
Lamau. I will say, the great golden skeleton god was something I came up with on the spot, and it never stuck as a bit because it sucked.
today's debut goes off without a hitch. Yes, let us pray. Yes.
Fuck, you know who I sound like? I sound like Sisyphus. That's exactly how she talks. Fuck. She.
I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Oh no. No, you're
Okay,
right.
see.
You're right.
You love mana and health? Yes, amen, Alex. Amen. Yes. Yes. No, the golden skeleton doesn't listen to measly prayers. That's ridiculous.
Measly.
He only responds to massive blood offerings.
Is this how
Now,
your
you want to
family's
God save your golden
VTubers
skeleton.
always sound when they're first starting out?
Yeah.
We're freshly born VTubers, straight
Freshly
out of the
born
womb.
VTubers
Can't
from the
say a
Midas
single
family.
word to save their life. We should get your sister in here for this cringe. I'm sure she's watching from downstairs, snickering.
Everything that you have.
Did she know
But
about
that's for
Odell when it was
another
happening?
time. You're here to
I
listen
assume,
to
yeah.
me,
I believe that I
the
told her about it, and
emissary.
she just didn't care.
Now, I'm Odell.
Yeah, but now she cares
I
because it's your
am the
it's a part of your dark
resident,
history.
Lamau.
Potion maker
I like how it sounds like I forgot that I was a potion maker.
of Aviothea. I run the apothecary. I brew potions. I'm not a witch, though. I'm not a witch. I'm a
Yeah.
holy woman. It's a big misconception, honestly. Like, I know that like witches have like black dresses and they also wear black hats, but I assure you that this isn't the case. I am a woman of virtue and purity. I would never do anything untoward.
I think I might just kill myself, Rias. Like, this is
Yeah.
so bad. This is worse than I remember. I should have done a pre-watch and canceled stream.
Every single year that I have to watch my debut stream again, I die a little bit more inside, which is why we're not doing it again today. Because if you want that content, you're gonna have to wait a month.
Struggle through it. Do I have to watch the whole thing? But I literally, I mean, I could like rebook. So I do have a waiting room open for something on the Odell channel. It's at like an arbitrary time because I wasn't sure how long this was going to take. It might happen an hour later. Go 3 minutes, no pause. Joseph, please, you're killing me. All right. Subscribe to his fansly to watch him suffer. You have a fansly? Rias?
Why'd you? You're not pushing this towards me, man.
No, chat is saying that you have a fansly.
I have a fansly?
But that aside, it's wonderful to meet all of you. Wonderful to
Finsley?
meet all of your acquaintance.
Whoever said Finsley
Here
died.
off to the side, we've
I'm
got
sorry. I'm
one of
sorry.
my lovely
I'm in a
assistants,
very
Nana.
tired mood right now.
He
I was
helps
like,
me brew the
I was
milk.
lying down, relaxing,
Not
and then
too
your stream showed up on my
We've got
feed,
help.
and then I opened it up.
and
I'm glad to
he
ruin
brews
your
my
night.
health potions.
Yeah, you
He's
kind of did.
more of a talker, but he's got stage fright today.
As Odell, were you prepared for
He's a
all
bit of
the
a
We
coward.
Demand Your Strongest Potion
But
jokes?
that's okay.
As Odell, were you prepared for all the We Demand Your Strongest Potion jokes? The answer is I was. Yes, I was. And I had an average CCV of 5 people, so I never got them.
You know the saying, God hates a coward. In this case, the great holy golden skeleton does not hate a coward. He creates them.
It says 10:30 for the Odell stream. Yeah, I know, but I wasn't sure how long this bit would go on, so it'll probably be bumped later.
Now,
I would never make
put
a
together a little bit of a
Fansley
presentation.
or a
It's
Finsley
it's
or an
nothing
OnlyFans.
spectacular, something
You know,
simplistic and worthy of maiden of my
roll it
student.
back to
You know,
the super chat.
I'm a
Somebody
very
saying that you
simple
look very
person.
homosexual. I
I
feel like you would do numbers
do
on
not
Fansley for
feign
the homosexual
opulence.
crowd.
And don't let the golden
I've seen the fan
accessories
art,
fool you.
Rias.
This is
Oh, don't talk about that fan art.
These are
I still haven't
we're just
seen it,
gonna
actually.
ignore the whip.
She's so
We're gonna
crazy. I
ignore the
love her.
whip.
Shut up, Zach.
We didn't see a whip. We didn't see a whip.
Why do you sound so wise and intelligent in the old stream? Again, Odell was a character. I really wanted to embody a whole LARP, you know? I wanted to be soft and smooth. And when I moving forward, when I show off the new model, I'm going to operate under that as well. But I'm going to operate that with multiple years of practice under my belt. So don't expect a Midas stream when you go and look at Odell, because they're going to be very different things. I should play Skyrim, yes?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
No,
fits
yeah.
it fits the kind of fantasy vibe.
You should play crowd control Skyrim and let your audience spawn in 300 cheese wheels and crash your computer.
Man, I can't believe you still hate me after all these years. After all we've been through.
You started my stream, my
That's
first
a tool
ever
for
stream, with my entire chat calling me soup. And it didn't stop for 2.5 years.
Chat, I want you to see on Rias's debut stream here on
You don't get to
side.
play it. You don't get to actively play any part of it because they can't get that right now.
Like right here.
don't get
I
that right now.
single-handedly ruined this man's debut on purpose because I went first. My debut was first. And at the end I said, "Oh, everybody spam his chat with bowls of soup and call him fish soup." And then I started spamming it, and everybody that went in started spamming it. And ever since, his chat has exclusively been poisoned. And whenever they forget that he is indeed fish soup, I remind them, and they go back to calling him that. There was a period of time where they stopped, and then I, decided to watch his stream for the first time in a while, and you see, I take a sick pleasure out of ruining people's entire careers. Anyway.
I'm gonna hit you with 10 hammers.
Damn, that's charitable.
Dullahan.
Yeah, it's
is
usually
a
11.
creature from Irish folklore.
Dullahan?
But I am very much real.
I'm
Dullahan.
very much real. I'm
Often
very
referred to as the Headless Horseman.
You're so
actually.
real.
It's
Oh my
quite
God.
fascinating.
Remember when you were
I
LARPing as
don't get all the
5'9"?
fun, fancy trimmings that the
TMOG.
original tales
6'7".
do. Like, I'm supposed to have a carriage covered in flesh, the spokes made out of bone.
I can't believe you were LARPing as someone
Like,
tall. You would
I
never
really
do that
got the
again.
short end of the
Rias,
Yeah?
there's a hot place for you in hell. It's a horrible, painful place. And when you finally arrive there, I will be the devil that shoves a metal sharpened rod so far up your ass it pops out the top of your skull.
And to be fair, it will be
I'm
hotter for
stuck
me than
here
you in
in
there
my
because
little
heat
hut,
rises.
making my little special juices.
My little
And
special
I don't
juices.
get. That's for another day. I'm visually 20. I am 21. What?
Shut the fuck up, Odell. I hate you. I hate you! Weaknesses, real gold shellfish, and liquor. Lamau. Alright, let's skip this part. She's a bitch.
Oh, we had our
narrator.
little game profiles. That was cool.
Oh, we did this before Hollow Stars English did this, and I will die on that hill. We did this. And they did this exact concept. They stole it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
No, like this exact kind of page too. Like when I saw that for Hollow Stars English, I lost my marbles. I think I was in VC with someone. It might have been IU.
I think it was me.
Oh, maybe.
We were, because I remember watching the Hollow Stars debut with someone, and I think it was you.
Maybe.
But I don't know if we were in call. I remember talking to you about the profiles when we saw it.
Sue Yagu directly, Lamau. First person ever to use RPG elements. Damn straight. Something that Wizardry shamelessly copied from me 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
I'm also keeping an eye on your chat now because of what they said earlier. And I see Rios just remember that you have an advantage over Midas and that you can drink milk.
You know, I can kick him out of this call at any time. You guys stop falling for Rios propaganda. This is my channel. I get to be the main character.
You know, I just ate a grilled cheese, actually.
Do you want to hear something horrible that happened to me today, Rios?
Yeah, what's up?
I went to go get my passport renewed. That's why I had to cancel my work event earlier today.
Yeah.
And on the way back, Sisyphus and my mother bought me coffees. It's a very long drive back from the passport office. So first coffee, they got my order wrong at the coffee place. Now, I can have a little bit of dairy and be okay. So 1 cup of coffee wasn't going to kill me. Rest of the way back, you know, we go to another coffee place, and Sisyphus gets me the next coffee. Now, she's the one that screws this one up, and she gets it with regular milk. And so for the last 3 hours of the drive, I am in the most gut-wrenching pain today. Like, insidious. I go home, and I pass the fuck out. And I woke up, like, an hour before broadcast.
So have you considered just, like, digesting the lactose?
You know, I haven't, but next time I do it successfully, I will let you know.
Incredible luck.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Now, here's a short little offhand list of things that I like.
Yeah,
Kind of
shit.
you could expect me to talk.
Well, you know what? I told them
This was
about
still during your phase. It was your
my
phase.
I told them how Odell's earring was directly referenced off of Proto.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Genshin reference.
Talk about or to get into.
Fun fact, my badge was
for anime types
referring
of
the
things that I like to watch.
hydro
like,
symbol.
fantasy and action
Yeah.
and horror anime. I like Pandora Hearts, very artistic and beautiful. Black Butler, very edgy, but it's got a warm part, a warm place in the back of my cold, dead little soul.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Soul Eater, again, it's just got that stylistic nostalgia that you can just...
Odell played Yakuza 0? No, actually. Odell watched a little bit of a playthrough and was planning on playing it on stream and then never did. But it was on the list anyway.
Odell was a
Ride off of
LARPer.
in waves.
Odell was a pure LARPer. I think another LARP that was on this list was Dead Man Wonderland, because I watched about half of it and never finished it. I finished it afterwards because I didn't want to be a liar, but yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Did you like it enough to have put it on your list anyway?
No.
Oh. Full Metal Alchemist broke my my...
I had to zoom. That was not intentional, and it was very nasty. Let's skip a little bit. What is Blood yapping about? Diddy Blood yapping on the calculator?
What happened to the color of your model for a sec? Can you go back?
That was an animated,
Oh, that was the HUD showing?
yeah, that was the
The HUD appearing.
good
Okay,
animation.
yeah. Where's
Dragon
Artemis
high
Fowl?
fantasy, high action,
I was
romance,
told not-
everything.
I was
that-
trying really hard. Again, I was LARPing. Of course. In no life will I ever escape liking Artemis Fowl.
And it's got dragons.
It's got dragons.
Not enough dragons.
Not enough
It
dragons.
needs more dragons.
Needs more dragons.
It's got like one dragon.
Shut up.
Specifically.
Shut up.
You've gotten
Thank
so
you.
much better
Phenomenal
at
artwork.
speaking.
Thank
Classical
you.
artwork.
I've been practicing for a few
I
years.
can do lots of pixel art. I do animation. I can cook. I can sing. I can bake. Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. My weapon of choice
can kill
would be
you.
either the spiked spine whip, or my OBS crashing. Poisons.
Someone said, "How do we know that you're not LARPing right now?" They obviously don't know how this account started.
That's a misspelling of potions. I don't. Poison
Tourist
people.
in chat.
That's very mean.
Chat, it's
That's
crazy.
so rude. I would never poison anybody. That's that's a bit suspect.
I want to make the stupidest suggestion for when Odell comes back. Do tell.
At least one dragon and one quest. Yes, yes.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Oh, that's right. I called the fans for the 1 month I was alive cadavers. I thought that was so quirky.
It was better.
Prof, don't you dare. On Twitch, I got a comment saying, all you gotta do to get under Midas' skin from now on is say, yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. Not gonna lie, if he started saying that, I would
Yes,
mock him to death.
I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
I bet you do, Rias. For your boyfriend. Yeah.
Tags. My general tags. My interesting little setup.
Yeah, my
This is the
boyfriend
best
of
way
all
to
of
filter my
Finsley.
content.
All my male viewers on Finsley.
Just my name. Odell
He's
Gunskin.
admitting it.
Fun fact, actually.
The kitchen calls to her.
Gunskin
That's
is
crazy.
Gaelic for without a head.
Lamau.
So my name literally translates to the singer without a head.
Your art tag,
Isn't that
art tag. Your art tag was pretty good, I think.
My
I
live
do
tag
think so.
is Odell Heads Up. Art tag.
Skip that. We don't need to do that. Oh
no
yes.
head?
And then I'm like, look at me, I drew my thing. Haha.
October 8th?
Yeah, because I thought October is the spook. Oh my fucking god. So I was like, wow, I'm so cool and smart. I'm gonna do 8/8 as my birthday because that's so cool. And then I was promptly informed that October was the 10th month of the year. Wait, January, February, March.
Was that me that said it? It is the 10
Yeah,
month.
it was
You don't have to
I had to
count.
double.
It's-
Shut up! Shut up! Yeah, it was you
I-
actually that told me.
Yeah,
that.
wait, I remember now. You were like, oh, it's going to be August 8th. And I was like, what? Why
Yeah,
August
because
8th?
I
And
like
you were
the
like, oh.
doubling because my real birthday
Yeah,
is 3/3.
it's the
so I'm
scary
like, oh
month.
my gosh, we can do 8/8,
I was like,
and
wait
that's
a
like
second.
so funny. And you're like,
Wait a second.
Yeah. I remember the day you called me out on that. I was so mad.
Been doing the pure maiden laugh
Yeah.
for a while, I see.
Did I make fun of you for not knowing the months or for not knowing how to count? I
Both.
don't remember.
I
We're
still mix up.
Deserved either
I still
way.
mix up November and September like daily.
All made by
Why am I breathing so heavy? What the fuck is wrong with me?
I think you said you were...
they were all made by me.
Scroll wheel?
What?
I think you told me that you were
Okay.
nervous afterwards.
I also made my logo. Now the lore video that you guys saw at the beginning, I edited it together, but the actual artwork was done.
I did it.
I want to skip to see where we hold on, what's going on here?
I am not a lazy creature. I take my
That's a
job
lie.
very seriously.
That's
I
the
kill
truth.
people every day in this town. And
I love how we
what
can hear
thanks do
every
I
mouse
get?
click whenever you move your model.
I get, no, don't take my soul away, or no, that's my grandpa. Please, I love him, or please, that's
Dragging my
my
model around
mother.
always has
Please
been my
give her
shtick, though,
another
hasn't it?
day. I'll give you anything. It's just like,
How long did we give you each? 45 minutes? I had 50 minutes.
I don't even get paid for this, man.
We said
Customer
we had
service is
hour
the real
slots,
hell.
and
The
then
real
we
terrible,
were supposed to end 10 minutes
unending
early just to be
torture.
ready for it.
Yeah.
But no, that's not why I'm getting the Philosopher's Stone and putting it together. No.
Oh, that's right! I stole from fucking Full Metal Alchemist, and my goal was to make the Philosopher's Stone. I forgot about that! I'm sorry, Midas, can you do another flip? Yeah, sure, 1 second, hold on. There we go. But yeah, no, I shamelessly stole that from Full Metal Alchemist because I thought that was very fun.
So someone recently,
Everyone has their own reasons.
someone just sent a screenshot of my old like short cover with Junie.
Yeah?
And then someone else in that group chat just said, "Why did you have male Kobo hair?" And I'm just sitting here. I got flash banged by all the memories of being called male Kobo and why I changed that
at
hair.
least that tall, this would not make sense.
Oh, I will say that Odell's body proportions were very intentional. I wanted her to have Sailor Moon legs.
If anything.
Yeah, you're like
She tries
70%
to kill
leg.
me every day.
Yeah.
Hey, I make sure that your potions at least taste nice, Rias. Yeah?
Hold on, I gotta... Let's see what's going on over here.
The potions did not taste nice. It tastes like blue raspberry. No one likes blue raspberry.
You don't want
Very
it again.
Chunibyo of you.
Yes,
Do
thank you,
you?
Xander. Yes, very Chunibyo.
Bald Rias? Bald Rias?
Even back here, I was torturing this motherfucker.
Okay.
Come on, where's the soup? Where's the legendary moment?
So,
Where is
winding
it?
down. I hope that you'll look down below in the description for all of the texts, and make sure to check out my Twitter, and my stream
Oh my
schedule
God.
will be there.
Remember schedules, guys? Remember when I used to make schedules? Because I don't.
I've offended the blue raspberry enjoyer.
Good.
Wonderful to meet you. Hope to see more of you. All right.
Did the company die because they drank a potion by Odell? Yeah.
Man, did I say the soup thing in your chat? Did I never even say it out loud?
I don't remember. It's been too long.
It's been way too long. This is my first time watching the whole thing back since it happened.
You know, I actually do like blue. Oh, actually, when I was younger, I really liked the blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers, but only because I could shine a flashlight through them, and then it would be like glowing, radioactive blue.
That's based. Odell
You're
embezzled company
intolerant of
funds.
milk, but I thought you liked Dizzy.
That's crazy, Heracross. But you're absolutely right. I
Okay.
guess I really did just tolerate milk.
Every time, no, we're not watching this right now.
I'm
they
just-
they get another a month before they get to see it again.
I'm just scrolling to look through. We're not even watching it, okay?
Flashlight, yeah, you're done, buddy. Unfortunately for you, I'm actually also Asian, so that's not racist. It's just me being me. Why do I look so side-eyeing during that? That's crazy.
Wow, it's male Kobo, guys.
I'm so glad I changed. I'm so glad I changed it. I'm so happy I changed it.
I love that it looked like a little cowboy hat on a whale back then for your chat. That was
The old hat was bigger.
It was.
You know, I lost hat aura.
It's not the size that matters. It's the sub count on your Finsley. Anyway, let's take a little look at Miko's. We're not gonna watch the whole thing because I have a bit I need to do, but we'll see the intro. I'm not sure what the lore was. I'm pretty sure the lore was just Miko popped into existence.
Why does your hat look like the hook of a toothpaste?
I think out of all of us, Miko had the nicest audio, unironically.
Yeah. The answer is that $100 is not enough money to
Hello?
make realistic looking
Can you hear
water.
me? Hello? Oh my gosh.
I
This is the
remember
most
the
scuffed
3
VTuber debut
frames,
ever.
3 frame per
Oh
second model.
man, and the
I'm so laggy, but it's
because
okay.
the
Okay?
laptop was busted.
You know why? Because I'm trying my best. You know?
I
You can
forgot
only
what they
try your
sounded
best
like.
in this life,
It's been
I
so
think.
long.
So I'm trying my
I
best
remembered
with
them
my
sounding
potato
different.
PC. And you
I
all
remember
will
their
have
audio
to deal
sounding
with
worse
it,
than mine,
okay?
but now I realize that was insane cope.
Hi! It's
Yeah, no,
so
all
nice
of our
to
audio
see
just sounded bad.
everyone. I have
Oh god.
my other,
Bad
device
sending
next
charged
to
by
me
the
in chat,
frame.
so I may be a bit fast at reading it as they come through a bit late.
Yeah, we won't watch too much, but oh, that's right. Miko is a polyglot. 4 languages.
Yeah.
Eastern Europe?
They liked Mystic Messenger. God, the stream quality was also dreadful.
I only have bad memories regarding Messenger because when I moved to um I'm in the mood right now. I almost called it Fantasy America because that's what we were calling it.
That's what we. Yeah,
That's what we were calling it back then. We were
the LARP.
LARPing that we were in Fantasy US.
Oh yeah, I
When
was calling it Fantasy Canada.
yeah, when I moved to the US, it was it was when Mystic Messenger was getting big in America, and I just moved in from Korea, right? So a lot of my friends that I made that were playing kept asking me if the translations were actually right because they had heard that some of them were kind of iffy. And I was just sitting there having to read these like really cringe uh like these really cringe Otome game lines and trying to figure out how to translate it into English properly.
Yeah, that's the kind of punishment you live to deserve, not gonna lie.
Yeah, for being Korean. My bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to kick you out of my VC now.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, guys, I can't believe he's dead. It's what he deserves. Hoy. Okay, you guys, those who are all scared away by mail on stream, the scary part is over. Okay, I'll hold your hand. Stop killing me off. I'm still there. Is the scary man gone? Can we get some bowls of soup in the chat? All right. So I've got Odell's model, new model, made. And even though I will not be like weekly, daily, monthly doing content there, it's kind of like with my other characters. So at this point in time, VTubing for me, I have 2 main VTubers. I've got my work and I've got Midas. And those ones are the ones that are very important for me to upkeep. Other than that, I've got I'm gonna be so real with you. I've lost count how many VTuber accounts I have, how many models. I've got an awful lot. I'll let you know that. Because I like designing characters. I like playing characters. Hell, I probably have more character designs that I've made and given away than I actually have active, but Odell was officially like soft graduated, and I am relaunching her a little bit. So if I ever feel like I'm in the mood to do something that is viciously not Midas, something that is very LARP, here's the thing. I can't be anything but myself here, right? But when I step into the shoes of a character, it's like I'm putting on like it's like I've turned on a TV and I'm watching a movie myself, you know? I don't feel beholden to certain mannerisms. I can like maybe like certain characteristics are shared between characters, but I know that like for characters like Odell, I lean into like the softer softer side of things. Softer side of things. It's hard to tell back then because of the bad audio, but I've had a lot of practice since then. So if I'm ever feeling like I want to do soft LARP, or I know that the ASMR mic is in the mail. I'm still trying to get the tracking information from DHL. But if I ever want to do more than like 1 or 2 ASMRs, that would probably be where I would put them, because that's more in tune with that kind of character. Kind of like how all my Japanese content goes on my Japanese VTuber. All of my first-person shooting content goes on my first-person shooting VTuber. All my tech content will go on the Twins account. It's a way for me to categorize things, but also play, you know? And I'm doing it for peanuts, so I don't feel bad
with
doing
how
it.
obsessed with designing characters you are, perhaps it's for the best you don't play Final Fantasy XIV.
So,
it would ruin your life.
Lamau. So Odell probably will be the closest you ever get to a proper ASMR VTuber out of me. Well, that's a lie. I have one that's retired. But proper, hyper feminine, soft, polite ASMR VTuber. You do it for the penis? I didn't say do it for the penis! I don't even know what I said, but I definitely didn't say that. Doing it for peanuts. You know, doing it for small amounts. Peanut. Peanut! Goddamn, how many VTubers do you have? I'm going to try my best to count them right now in my brain. I'm also counting my job. Now the retired ones. I think 9. I think 9 VTubers. With only 2 of them being mainline active, and 2 of them being hard retired. There is one that I don't count as a VTuber, though, because that got rebranded and used as a different account. Do the twins count twice? No, the twins only count as 1. But the twins are also inactive. They're ready to go, but I haven't done anything with them yet, so I count them as VTubers I have, but they're not active. What made you want to drag Odell out of the grave? Nostalgia, mostly. But also, I missed the design, and when I was watching Gundam, I was, like, just viscerally reminded of what could have been. And so I went back to see what I could do. There's ones that I don't even know about then. Yes, Rose! There is! Yeah. Now,
9 channels. No wonder you're an insomniac.
I want you to know that while I seem insane for saying that, I am not an isolated incident. So many VTubers, especially big ones, have multiple characters they run at the same time. I am just unique in that I talk about it openly, because I'm not hiding them. I'm not ashamed of them. I just am not typically tying them together, because I'm not trying to piggyback my numbers off of each other in an incestuous kind of way. They're just their own standalone things, right? But as an artist, I feel like compelled to talk about some of what it's like to run multiple channels, right? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, running multiple characters over the years is probably the only reason I'm still VTubing, because it keeps things fun, interesting, and fresh. And when I have burnout, like, some VTubers take like 6 months off because they've burnt out and they don't want to do anything. For me, when I hit burnout, I literally just switch personalities and I go play another character and I feel fine, right? Like, I have been going 1,000% for like 5 or 6 years, and I have not stopped. because I haven't felt the need to. I've just like paused and done some things. Basically, an actor in 9 roles. Yeah, entirely. Like, it really is just role play. Like, some people play multiple campaigns of Dungeons and Dragons. It's the exact same thing, just in a different kind of format. Anyway. Midas, do you like Project Melody? Just wondering. No. It's not personal. I just don't watch her stuff. You know why? Because she's a